Okay, Coach, thank you. We are about 4,300 miles away from you there in Orlando as we come to you from the European home of the NFL, London, England. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Oakland Raiders and the London Black Knights. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line.
Ready, 90 Wolf.
Now they try the right side here. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down.
Partner, is that what you call a quick hitter? That was actually a bolt of lightning, wasn't it? Right out of the gate.
And, of course, on the heels of him winning AFC Offensive Player of the Week 1 week ago. On first down, Lawrence. They still can't get him. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. And now they're looking for 19 yards here on third down following 2 negative plays. From the gun, Lawrence. He'll rifle it. He's got him in. Complete. Past the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. A big play there. 76 yards. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Not a bad way to start it.
And I think that was part of their script, because so many teams script their opening possessions, and whether it's just that possession or even deeper into the half, sometimes it's 15 to 30 plays. That had to be one in there where they call a shot play. Go for the big one, and they got it done.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
Red. 15 Lonnie, 15 Lonnie. Dog. Check out, read. Kill. Shoot. Switch.
They'll wind up with 3 yards out of that, and it's second down. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Check 37. Check 37. Slam. Go.
To throw on third down. Franks. Well, the two men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up fourth down. So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Fielded at about the 28. It'll wind up being a net of 41. 9-yard return, 50 on the punt. And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
Well, you know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's two different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be third down.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
And to give this time to the tailback. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that's going to bring up a fourth down. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3.
Watch twist. Watch twist. Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping. Go!
Elliott. That one, a first down pickup of 8. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, that he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
A first down carry by Elliott. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And finally marked down at the 23. A big run that time by Elliott. 42 yards. Terrific run from one of the fastest backs in the game today, a guy who keeps defensive coordinators up at night, no doubt.
Remember when we were meeting with the D coordinator before the game and all he talked about was run fits, making sure our guys were in the right place so there were no creases?
They missed their fits, didn't they?
Yeah, there was no fit there. The only fit was at the end when he threw his headset down after that big run.
They'll run on first down. Holmes. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose one or two. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. To throw on second down. Franks. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. And give him 9 yards on the second down screen play.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
From the gun on third down. Franks, and he's got a man. It's the tight end Howard, complete. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
First down. First and goal at the 3-yard line. Check my 50. Dog. Let him know. Wide. Get wide. Under 10. 10. 66. Bullet. Wide. Switch it. Come on, switch it. Ready, go!
They'll try to run it in with Elliott. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down.
Second and goal at the 7-yard line.
Now from the 7, here's second and goal.
Watch tight end. Hey, we got 4. We got 4 now. Squeeze. Get in there. Kill.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. Jumpy on the right side of the line.
Sometimes when you're on the end, a little bit farther away from the ball, any type of movement will get you to jump, and that's exactly what happened there.
Here's another second and goal, this time from half the distance closer. They'll try again with Elliott, and he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, his 9th touchdown of the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half.
On that sideline, they're saying that was more like it. The first down run went backwards, that time into the end zone.
And I like their little bit of courage in play calling, too. Because after an unsuccessful run, especially one where you lose yardage, you oftentimes go right to throwing the football. They came right back with a running play, and it paid off handsomely.
And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. To throw again, Lawrence. And that is incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
On third down, Lawrence. He's got Evans. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. What a play that turns out to be, 36 yards.
He's checking. Crash. 58, boys, 58, Mike.
He's got the first down here inside the 30. And finally wrestled down at the 11. That one good for 33 and a first.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Lawrence. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Read it well, and it's picked. And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line. Well, they thought they were going to break the tie. The defense had other plans. They were already in field goal range, but boom, an interception.
I don't know if this was a case of being a little bit too greedy with the opportunity to put points on the board, but give credit to the guys on the defensive side. Hung in there, battled, and made a key play.
They start on the ground with Elliott. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
On 2nd down, Elliott. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
His first catch there, good for 10 yards and a 1st down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Throwing on 1st down. Franks. Now they go screen. It's complete. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14. 2nd and 14. Open man is Howard, the tight end. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Here's Elliott. They find some open field here. 20. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. So down inside the 5-yard line. I have to say, really just a poor job defensively there.
You're exactly right. As a former defensive back, that was not played well at all. But give credit to the offense and give credit to the guy running the football. He gets it down all the way inside the 5.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Second and goal from the 6 this time.
Check 31, check 31. Check 50, check 50. Lock it. Out. Kill. Back up.
They'll try the right side with Elliott. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. This will be play number 8 on the drive. It's 3rd and goal. From the gun, Franks, and it's caught. Touchdown. O.J. Howard, his 2nd touchdown on the season, and his guys have taken the lead. Extra point by Seibert, up and good, and that makes the score 14-7. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And we're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened-up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Lane. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals, because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, as they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. Fielded about a yard deep. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Around the NFL, an update from a game going on down in Tampa. And it's the Panthers there out to the early advantage. And we'll keep you abreast of how that one shakes out. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They have the lead now. They'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace, because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Hey, switch game.
Looking to throw on second down. Franks. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. 7 yards there and a first down.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
He's crashing. He's checking crack.
On first down, Elliott. Oh, Elliott going to be hit. He coughs it up. Loose football. And the Raiders pick it up. And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. So they were down by a touchdown, probably just hoping the defense could hold them, maybe force the punt. Instead, they force the turnover and take it into the house.
Well, the plan was perfect. That's exactly what they wanted. Instead, they got a lot more than that. Big-time capitalization by taking the ball away and putting it in the end zone.
The extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied at 14. Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive.
Go. Go. 59.
On 1st and 10, Franks. And he finds Howard complete. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10.
Switch. You're out.
2nd and 10. He completes this into the hands of Miller. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10. They'll run on 1st down. It's Elliott, and he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 11 more on that one, and another 1st down. It's been a remarkable day at the office for him running the football. Those yards just continue to pile well past 100.
And how about more than double-digit carries in the second half alone? That's what you want as a runner, because you've got to prove to your offensive line that you're going to be as tough as they are. They don't rotate in and out on every play. Running backs often do, so those who can stay out there with their offensive linemen, those are the guys they really value. Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Check. Watch out.
To throw on 2nd down. Franks. He finds his tight end Howard. That's complete. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 44-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 44-yard line. Now Elliott. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
On 2nd down, it's Holmes, and he gets it down to the 32. 2 yards, good enough for a 1st.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
The run by Elliott, a good one on 1st down as he's able to pick up about 6 there. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Yep. Get him. You got him.
2nd and 4. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
But enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
And the Raiders call on a nickel set for 3rd down.
Tight ends on Ringo. Hey. 4 down. Check 3. Hey. Check 43. Sponge. Yep. No. Ready, go.
Operating from the gun. Franks. And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their 1st, but at least it's 4th down. Austin Seibert sets up for the field goal try. And quite a bit of pizza in this box. It's a 53-yard attempt. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And they take a 17-14 lead. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, Carter, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
Ready.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half two, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there, just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. Welcome back now here in London. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. And he'll give it here to his running back. And down he'll go at the 25. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Oh, you got deep? Under team. Recon, 152 fighter. Check 26, check 26. 5.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give him a first down, 15 yards that time for the Raiders. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
Hey, when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
Switch it. Come on, switch it.
Here's Kamara out of the pistol. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10.
Don't get nervous now. We ain't beginning to clear you up. Don't get nervous. Bravo. 55, Mike, 55. Hey, eat. Hey, pick it up, defense.
From the gun, Lawrence. He gets it into the hands of Larry Fitzgerald. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Lawrence steps away to his left. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Lawrence toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. I guess they're in a situation now, 4th quarter, where they're forced to take some chances, but I don't know that that was the type of a chance you want to take.
And that one could very easily have been intercepted, and if it does get picked off, that could possibly seal this one.
And his kick is good. And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied. I tell you, the life of a kicker. He has not been called on the entire game. He's over there by the net, but they send him out here in the 4th quarter and say, hey, go tie the game, will you? And guess what? He comes through.
I just don't know how they do it. I really don't. These cats are a different breed from you and me. That's a pressure kick, but that one was never in doubt.
Let's go.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. 2nd and 6. That's caught by Howard. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Getting down to the good stuff, all tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. They've got it 1st and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score. On first down, Holmes. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Get off the field. Squeeze, get in there. We got double up. Shoot. 36. Go.
They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
Oh, boy, I know you felt that one.
They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down.
Mike 50.
He can run for it, and he will. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the first down marker. The keeper good for only 4, and that's going to lead to a 4th down.
A 51-yard attempt.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And they have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. Big kick right there to give them the lead in the 4th, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they've managed the clock exactly right.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. Now, defensively here, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
You ready? Hey, Charlie. Look at me. Zipper. Mike 55. Oh, hey, team 6. Watch the block. Shoot.
He's back to throw. And he slings one that's incomplete. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
Hey, Haywood. 37 to Mike. Mike 37. Hey, watch the slant. Get it.
Back to throw. And he connects with Ertz. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. That's good for 9 yards as they convert on the third down play. He'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
They'll look to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Raiders going to burn their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17. Back to throw. Lawrence. He's going to let it fly. And he can't corral it. That would have wrapped it up if he'd been able to hold on. Instead, it brings up third down. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down.
You got 3. Alpha. Slam. Go. Motion. Mike, 55. Check, 55. Hey, wahoo. Mike 55, Mike 55, Mike 55. Watch the run.
Looking to throw. Lawrence. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Well, we saw a close game that kept us on the edge of our seats down to that final whistle. And right before that final whistle, defense with one last exclamation mark there, getting the sack to end it.
I love how you phrased it because we were waiting to see what would happen. Obviously, we thought something would happen downfield. Instead, it happens in the offensive backfield, and that's your ball game.
So for the home team here, their playoff chances take an uptick as they move to 7-4. And now it's off to Heathrow as they get set to fly back to the U.S. in a couple hours. Meanwhile,